Hi everybody, and massive welcome to our Discover Arbonne presentation tonight. So you've got some incredible speakers, and we're going to share a little bit about our story, a little bit about our journey, and a little bit about the business tonight. So my name is Danni, and I am a Regional Vice President with Arbonne International. Now, for all of the guests on the call, that probably means nothing. In a nutshell, there are only 4 levels within Arbonne that we can build our business to, and I'm at level 3, so just one more to go, which is really exciting. So what is it that makes me an Arbonne consultant? So I used to actually work in ophthalmology. I worked in opticians for 7 years, loved my job. When I had children, though, I just found that I was committed to somebody else's schedule. So my boss would put me down working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and I was stuck with that. And if I ever wanted to see my children do anything like at school, like nativities, obviously it's coming up to Christmas now. Have you guys seen your kids do nativities?
Jen has, but not me. So unfortunately, I've been in my full-time job working.
Oh, well, I went to see Ivana, my youngest, do hers this morning, and I saw Farah do hers yesterday. Claire, have you seen yours do the nativities?
No, it's on Friday.
Oh yeah, they're doing Mary Poppins, aren't they?
I know.
You went to the right one though, Dan, hey?
Yes, I did. I went to the right one. For you guys that don't know what Daniel is talking about, I had to carve out 2 hours of my day today to go to the church to watch my daughters do their Christmas carol singing or something. And it's a village church, so you have to park about half a mile away. Then you have to walk like through the centre of the village, through the houses, like cross loads of mud. It's not ideal for wearing heels on. I shouldn't have been wearing my heels. And then I got there really early to get a front row seat and said to one of the helpers, "Oh, which side are my daughters going to be sat on?" And they said, "They're not going to be here." I said, "What?" They said, "Oh, they're key stage 1. This is for key stage 2. And I said, "Are you kidding?" And they said, "Well, you can still stay." And I was like, "Oh, I really appreciate the offer, but I've got so much to do. But I've had to carve time out to come to this." I was like, "I'm going to go, but thank you anyway." So yeah, very funny. Whoops. Anyway, back to my story. So I was tied into somebody else's time. My boss owned my time. I didn't want that. I wanted to be able to say, like what Danny was just saying, I wanted to be able to say I wanted to go to the church to see my children or go to see their nativity. And the only way I was able to do that is to own my own business and have pure flexibility of my lifestyle. So that is what I did. I trained to be a consultant from scratch. I had no previous experience. I've learned from scratch, built this business part-time in nooks and crannies here and there. And it took me a year to build it to the level that I wanted it to be at, which enabled me to have the income to say to my husband, "Ian, if you don't want to work anymore, you don't have to." And he rang his boss up and said he wasn't coming back, which was fantastic. So this business gave me what I wanted. It gives people what they want. And it depends what it is that you want. For me, I wanted time freedom. So that is basically why I became an Arbonne consultant. So I'm going to hand it over to Daniel now to explain a bit about his background.
Hi everybody, and thank you very much for getting on the call. So yes, I'm Daniel Cowee, an independent consultant with Arbonne International. I'm an executive district manager, so probably you guys who are on the call probably might not know what that is, but we'll go through the levels later on. So a little bit about me. So currently I'm in my full-time job as a printer, where I've been there for the last 19 years, believe it or not. So my job has been there for 19 years. It's been the only job that I've ever really had. It's local, it's convenient, the time is good for me. However, like Danny said, I've been trading my time for money, for all these years, and I've been kind of governed by when I have to go to work to when I finish, and I get paid as and when I'm there, rather than with Arbonne, you get paid for, that residual kind of income that you'll build up over time. So I do love my job. However, I've been there for so long now that I've been trained up to such a level that I know what I'm doing. So my job now isn't kind of fulfilling. So essentially, when my wife joined Arbonne back 2 years ago, it was something that I thought I'd never be, doing now. I wasn't currently looking for Arbonne. However, I will say that Arbonne essentially found me. So, with this business, it's given me more drive, more passion. It's kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone, something that I thought I'd never be able to do because I was so comfortable in my full-time job. So for me, this business with Arbonne has given me so much more, and I can actually run it alongside my full-time job with my family, my wife. So essentially, when I first heard about Arbonne, it was something I thought I'd never do. But after doing my research, I kind of looked at it and thought, wait there, I'm actually doing this business. I'm using consumable product. However, I wasn't getting paid for it. So from there, it was just a no-brainer for me. You know, if I could turn an expense into an income, I just thought, well, there you go. It's a no-brainer. I'm already doing it. What have I got to lose? So from there, I joined from there to become an Arbonne consultant. And I've never looked back. I've had such a fantastic time. I've met so many lovely people. I've traveled around the world. I've been to Las Vegas last year. I'm going again next year. I'm on an incentive trip at the moment where I'm going to be earning to go to Mexico next October, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal.
And Arizona.
And Arizona, yes, in March. So, you know, if you're looking at this from a business perspective, if you love to travel, which, you know, I do, if you want to turn an expense into an income, which I wanted to do, it's kind of a no-brainer. But, you know, that's my story so far. And I'll pass on to Claire.
Hi, thanks, Daniel, or Danny. It's very strange having two Dannys on the call.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is. It's a good job that's not my name either. We could be Dannys, make it up. Anyway, I'm Claire. I joined Arbonne because I was working. I had a really busy life, and I'd had enough of it. Really, I have two children, and I was working 3 to 4 days a week. Although it was part time, I worked an hour away from where I lived, so it was 2 hours travel every day in the car. I was only a support worker in the NHS. So I didn't get loads of money, and actually a third of all my money was being spent on fuel alone each month. And it was just burnout, really. I absolutely adored my job. I loved my job. But we got to a position, really, me and my husband, where we had to make a decision whether I was going to stay or leave. It was the fact that I was putting in so much time and not really getting anything out of it. You know, I wasn't getting, although I love my job, I was missing my family, and I really was not getting a hell of a lot of money out of it either for the time that I was putting in. It was ridiculous. And my mother-in-law, who used to look after my children when I was at work, and my husband worked shifts, so he was all over the place with his work, she was unwell and diagnosed with cancer. So we made the decision for me to leave so that, you know, my in-laws could spend time with their grandchildren when they wanted to and have quality time with them as well. So I've loved being at home with the kids. I really loved it, but I did want something that I could work at home. And when I was given this opportunity, I literally jumped on Danni Wells, this lady.
The female, the girl, Danni.
Yeah, the girl, Danni. And I literally jumped on her and kind of rugby tackled her and went, I'm in.
I was happy about it.
Yeah. So I was literally blown away. I heard something that you're going to hear today, and I was blown away by it. I just thought all you do with your life is you go to school, you go to uni or college or whatever you want to do, or do another training, and you have a job, and you might like it, you might not like it, but you know what? You get paid at the end of the month for that time you've put in, and then you wait for the next month and get paid at the end of that month. And I thought that's what you did until you retired, really. And if you were really lucky, you could get some savings. And actually then once I'd learnt about this, I was like, oh, I can work in a different way. So yeah, what you're going to hear today might really open your eyes.
It's always like, you know, when people always say, and I used to say the same, like, what would you do if you won the lottery? And you have these dreams, but you pin those dreams only on winning the lottery. But those exact same dreams you can get from building this business. Yes, it's effort based. It's not just going to be like landing on your lap like winning the lottery. But those dreams that people dream about if they won the lottery, those are the dreams that you can have if you work this business around your main job or around your main commitments.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so many people that do this in lots of different ways. So Daniel works full time and is really successful and does this round there. I stay at home with the kids and I work this around my kids being sick or going to school plays or whatever. But some people do like part-time jobs, or they've got 3 jobs and this as well, until sort of it takes over, really. So it's kind of for anyone that wants to, I guess, really give it a really good go and want a different way of life.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is just go through a few key bullet points about the business. Myself, Claire and Danny, or Daniel, are all absolutely so passionate about building this business, not because of what it does for ourselves, because obviously that is great as well, but more so what it does to help other people. I'm always so much more excited when we get paid around the 15th of each month. We get our paycheck from Arbonne. What excites me more is seeing other people have their paychecks. And when you hear of somebody in your team that you help train and support and help guide them to building this business and become a consultant of their own, when they open their paycheck and they've earned their £1,000 for the month and they've only been doing the business for a little while, and they tell you what a difference this has made for their lives, like that for me is the pinnacle. I absolutely love it. And so we can all talk passionately about this for a long time, but what we're going to do is just go through a few key bullet points from each of the slides. I think there's about 8 slides, and try and keep it really, really basic. You probably find at the end, you're probably going to have questions, and that's great. We love questions, and what we'll do is we'll answer them after the call for you. Just let one of us know and we'll be able to get those answered for you. So, few key bullet points about the business Arbonne. So if you're listening to this right now and thinking, gosh, those 3 are a bit excitable, like, what is this business? I've never heard of Arbonne. What is it? That is exactly what I was thinking when I first heard this presentation from my friend 2 years ago. I said to her, Emma, I've never heard of this Arbonne. What is it? So she said, okay, in a nutshell, it is a company that was created by Peter Mork, whose photograph is at the bottom of this slideshow right now. He founded this company based on a massive passion of wanting to help people. So he genuinely wanted to help other people. He wanted them to have an extra income stream every single month. He was brought up by a single mom that was working several different jobs. She didn't have the gift of time. You know, we can all do things to get more money, but we cannot never ever get more time. So he wanted people to have complete financial security every month so that they could have more time. So that was one of the reasons why he built this business. The second reason was he was sick and tired of households using toxic filled, chemical, awful products. You know, we all know these days that our bodies can't digest things like gluten, things like all the nasty toxins that are put into products these days. So many people are looking for free from products. We're going to go over the products in a minute. And he was one of the first people to create a company that had this ethos. You know, there was nothing really that existed until Peter Mork created Arbonne. And he made the company purely based on word of mouth recommendation. So you will never see Arbonne in the shop, you'll never see it advertised. It is only moved through word of mouth recommendation, which is fabulous. So we do have a fantastic company, a fantastic culture of amazing, helpful, passionate, wonderful consultants.
So what is network marketing? So when a product goes through from the manufacturer, the wholesaler and the warehouse, the sales force and the retailers, this is like the traditional retail route of where a product is made. So obviously where it starts off at the manufacturer, the pound signs, which you can see here with the arrows through the wholesaler, the warehouse, the sales force and retailer, a product could basically start, say, for, I don't know, 20 or 30p. Obviously in these arrows here, in the process, money is put on to the actual product. So by the time it hits the consumer, the product itself is obviously increased. So they've got to basically pay for all these overheads with the shop force, the sales force. And by the time it actually hits to the retailers have got their overheads to pay with their shop, their staff, their lighting, their truck drivers and everything like that. So as you can see here, you're actually paying for the process and not the product. So in the traditional retail route, a product will basically have a shelf life of say 7 to 8 years. So with this, they have to put in chemical ingredients, they have to put in phthalates to obviously make them smell and last longer. But whereas obviously the network marketing, you can see here with the manufacturer, what we do with our business, the product is basically made from the manufacturer at a really, really good price. However, for it to be going to the consumer, it's through, like what Danny said, the word of mouth advertising. So what we have here is a really sort of like easy and safe sort of like process to go to the consumer through the word of mouth advertising. So at the end of the day, you're actually paying for the actual product, but it's going to be a higher product. It's the actual formulations, the actual ingredients going to be far superior than the traditional retail route, because we have a shorter shelf life, because we don't have to put them nasty ingredients like what Danny said in there. You know, we don't have any sort of like toxic chemicals. So basically, network marketing is a word of mouth advertising sort of like product. So all we have to do is basically open our mouth, use a safer product, and because we're so passionate about what we do, we get paid. So when a product is actually moved from the manufacturer to the consumer, the Arbonne consultant like ourselves are paid with a thank you check every single month, like what Danny said. So with me doing a full-time job, I can run this around my full-time job. So wherever I am, I can be recommending these fantastic products because we're so passionate about what they can do for people, to help people. And like what Danny was saying, you know, this can basically help somebody and change their life. You know, this could be their second income, you know, changing their sort of like plan A to plan B and vice versa. You know, you could basically turn this on its head and make this business work for you. So it's an ownership opportunity where you can basically own your life and do what you want when you want, and it's a lifestyle choice. So prior to this, you know, I am actually working my full-time job, but it's given me more time and freedom now to actually do what I want to do, because I've got this business of being with Arbonne International, and it's absolutely phenomenal.
And it's easy to do as well, because everybody recommends things. We recommend films, we recommend, I mean, let's say, Danny, have you ever been and recommended, let's say, a restaurant? Have you ever been to a restaurant and recommended it to somebody?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, like what Danny said there, you know, we go to restaurants and we recommend these places, don't we? But we just don't get paid for it.
Can you imagine if you did? Can you imagine if you recommended somebody to a restaurant and let's say 5 families went, that's an extra, say, £500 in their till 1 month. If they rang you up and said, we're going to give you 10% because you recommended us.
That's £50 at the end of the day. You know, that's £50 that you're basically going without because you're not being paid for that process, you know. But whereas with Arbonne, you do get paid for recommending a product that you believe in.
So the Arbonne products, I was blown away when I heard about this, because I didn't know a lot of products have nasty things in them. I thought because they were sold in the shops, they were fine. How wrong was I? So, yeah, I know. So I know. I was like, parabens, what's that? Mineral oil, I was like, isn't that like minerals, like vitamins? Yeah, not vitamins.
I thought exactly the same thing.
Oh dear, right. Okay. So all of the products are just phenomenal. They don't work like anything I've ever used on my skin, on my body, or anything on my hair ever. They are brilliant. So they combine, so they're all botanical, so they combine sort of nature and new technology. They've got a massive lab where they test everything, and they test it all so it works with your skin, with your hair, to improve it. So we've got an anti-aging range, and it actually does work. So it's not based, all the results are not based on opinions. They're based on results, like lab tested ones. It's really good. They're all plant-based formulas as well. They're built on a Swiss heritage. So Peter Morg, who started Arbonne, he wanted it to have Swiss heritage because the standards there are so high. So he wanted to have the best of everything for his products. Highest quality ingredients as well, all sourced from where they are grown in the world. So I think we've got some plants that are based in the Amazon, and they get that from source as well, all over. They're all clinically tested. They're never tested on animals, and they have never been tested on animals ever in the whole 36 years that Arbonne's been around. They've got certifications in quite a few things as well, which is really difficult to get. They have to go through quite a big process. So everything in the product range is vegan, everything is gluten-free, everything is kosher, and everything is halal. It's really, really good. So we are literally up there with standards in the beauty industry, really.
Okay, and just to summarise what Claire said, we've got all those gorgeous ingredients, but we're also, what Claire's just said, free from. So we're free from mineral oil. Claire's just touched on this. So does anybody on the call know what mineral oil is? So basically, when they extract crude oil from the ground for petrol, what they get sort of like this oil, and they have a dirty scum at the top. So they scrape the dirty scum off, and this is the mineral oil, and it's actually illegal to dispose of. It is so environmentally harmful. It's a ingredient that is banned in Switzerland and Norway. So bad. So what the petrol industry need to do is need to get rid of it. So they actually sell gallons and gallons of this dirty scum, this mineral oil, for pence to the cosmetics industry. And then what the cosmetics industry do is they make your product. So let's say your body wash in your shower right now, your body wash, if it's bought from a shop, about 2% of your body wash will be your ingredients, and then the rest of it, 98%, is watered down, bulked with this mineral oil. Now, what is incredibly sneaky is because they know how bad mineral oil is, they disguise the name of it on your ingredients under about 60 different names so that you don't know it's there. The only way to tell if your mineral oil is there is, one, if it's bought from a shop, because that's how they've made the product so cheap. That's how they get the products to be like 99p or buy one get one free. And two, when you use your products, it's greasy. So if you've ever used hand wash or sun lotion and you can feel the grease to it, your skin doesn't drink the product, that is mineral oil. It is the second most anti-aging thing you can do to your body after the sun. It is just horrendous. And you know what the worst case of products are? Baby products. Baby products are the worst for mineral oil. And I've got two daughters, and I used to lather their bubble bath, their shampoo, their body lotion, like nappy cream, all of these products onto them. And I used to wonder why they had such bad skin. I'd go back and forth to the GPs, I'd put the creams on them, their bad skin, their sort of like raw, red, itchy skin would go for a little bit, but it would come back, and I'd go back and forth. And eventually I learned that it was the mineral oil on them that I was putting them on. And then I switched to Arbonne products, and it's been gone. It's not come back in 2 years. So all of the harmful products that we're trying to avoid, that is what Arbonne does. That is Arbonne's ethos. So we avoid all the products. I'm not going to go through all of the rest of them, but just know that every single harmful product that could possibly even be out there, we are free from.
So a wide range of consumable products that we have with our business. So initially when I looked at this, I looked at myself and I thought, okay, we've got a consumable product. So for everybody who's on this call tonight, has everybody had a shower or a bath today?
Yes.
Hands up. Hands up.
I have.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So just looking at that, you know, we all shower and we all bathe every day. And do you know what? We're going to do this for the rest of our lives. So the beauty of this business is that we have a consumable product. So when I looked at this, I thought to myself, okay, I use skincare. So with our products, we have a fantastic anti-aging skincare line. So we have something for men and for women. We have something for troublesome skin. So we have acne skin. We have a tea tree based sort of like skincare range as well. Nutrition. This is fantastic. It's all like what Claire was saying. It's all vegan. It's all plant-based. We have a pea, rice, and cranberry protein shake. So we have a powder. We have a ready make. We have various vitamins and minerals. Everyday consumable products going from bath and body. So we have a fantastic hair care line. So we have something for color treated hair. We have something for problematic scalp. So we have a tea tree line. We have a fantastic spa range as well. So if you fancy having a fantastic spa evening sensation at home, so we have these in some spas around the country. An awesome skincare line. So like Danny was saying, we are formulated without any mineral oils. So all of our skincare line has no mineral oil in there. So you're safe to know that obviously your children are putting on some safe products there. So we have everything sort of like from the baby care range through all the way up to sort of like the anti-aging. So we have, like I say, we've got shampoos, shower gel scrubs, soaps. And then to complement obviously our beautiful skincare line, we have a fantastic makeup range which is used in conjunction with the skincare. So this is going to work with your skincare and it will make your skin breathe, and it's absolutely phenomenal. So all of these products are basically results driven, like what Claire was saying before. So these actually do work and they do say what they're going to do. So from a product, my favorite product,
All of it.
Do you know, I love all the products, you know, but for me, I love the anti-aging. So for me, being 37 now, you know, before doing this business, I never used any anti-aging, I know. So for me now, I mean, I was using skincare, but I wasn't using anti-aging skincare. So for me now, I've actually flipped it on its back, sorted out my eyes. I've flipped it on its back, and now I'm using a consumable product, sharing it, and I'm getting paid in return for you know, recommending these products. So for me, it's a no-brainer. So fantastic consumable product line.
Claire, what's your favourite product?
It's really difficult to choose because I've got loads. One of my all-time favourite products is actually the Seesaw Spa range Renewing Body Gelée. I absolutely love it. Have you ever watched
Magic Cream?
Huh?
My kids call that Magic Cream.
I know. Have you ever watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Where like the dad uses Windex or something, and he sprays everyone with it whenever they get anything. That's my version of that. It's the body gelée. Literally anything. Like someone goes, oh, I've got a little bit of a thing on my arm. On there.
That's why my kids call it Magic Cream, because you're right, Claire. Every like ailment, growing pains, burns, migraines, anything like that, I'll get this gelée on them and it's gone.
Yeah, I used to have I've got a cupboard full of like medicines, creams, all of that sort of stuff, and I have chucked out all of those ones that you get from the chemist, and anytime they've got like a little bit of a scratch or something like that, it goes. I don't put it on the scratch, but I just put it around it. I don't need all of those ones from the chemist anymore. Brilliant. Yeah, and also the anti-aging range and the Genius pads. Oh my God.
I forgot to say as well, with the consumable products, we've actually gone into the actual skincare device range as well. So I've actually missed off the Genius Ultra. So so for the people on the call, we've actually gone into the device range, and it is absolutely phenomenal. So if any of you guys who are on the call and want to know more about the Genius Ultra, just get in touch, because it is phenomenal. It gets rid of any sort of like fine lines, wrinkles, blemishes. Really, really good.
Gorgeous.
Okay, that's me. So why Arbonne? Why now? Okay, so as Daniel was talking about, all the products, everything is consumable. So, for instance, there is toothpaste. I mean, we all brush our teeth. Hopefully, we do about twice a day, and we're going to do that for the rest of our lives. You know, so everything in the range. You know, unless you haven't got much in the way of hair, you're not really going to buy any shampoo, but lots of the other things you are. So toothpaste, deodorant, you know, shower gels, makeup. If you're me, I will literally wear makeup till the day I die. I'm not even joking you. Nothing will make me stop. I'd have to be really ill and not have hands. Quite, I'll do it with my feet. If you've seen those videos, okay, never mind. Right. So I would learn how to put makeup on with my toes. I'm going to do this forever and ever and ever. So it's all consumable products. People are going to buy again and again and again, especially when so some of my clients, they've tried things, they've been a little bit unsure because it's not their usual brand. And then when they try them, they go, oh yeah, this is really good.
People are always blown away when they try the products.
Definitely blown away. There is a massive demand at the moment for really good and healthy products. So really, we're at a stage now in our society where everyone is really, really aware of their health. So everyone knows the dangers of smoking or excess drinking or not exercising, or not eating enough fruit and vegetables and fresh things. So everyone's really aware of that. And people are starting to wake up and be a lot more aware of things that you are not only putting into yourself, but also on yourself as well. And actually, a really interesting thing I find about the Arbonne products is everything is edible.
Yes.
So, which is really good, because if something isn't edible, why are you actually feeding your body and your skin with it? You know, why are you putting it on your cheeks? If you put it in your body, it's not going to be healthy for you.
That's such a good point, because you're
Yeah.
right. Pre-Arbonne, I was using all kinds of products in the shop, but you're absolutely right. It had like the chemical sign on the back of it, you know, that skeleton sign. But I was putting that on my children, on me, on our family.
Oh dear.
I wouldn't say obviously eating like a half a bottle of shampoo, but you know, if you do actually swallow a bit, you know that you're not going to be ill or, you know, rushed off the hospital. So
It's
the
food
products are
graded.
absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I wouldn't really fancy, you know, chomping down on a lipstick, but there we go.
But at least you know it is food graded, and that is that's key, really.
Yeah, definitely. But
Yeah.
also as well though, like what Claire was saying, you know, the demand for health and wellness, you know, people want to look younger and look good. Nobody wants to actually get old and look really bad, do they? They don't want to go, you know, I really want wrinkles, I want to look really unhealthy. People nowadays want to look really good and really young, you know, youthful, which is, like you said, the demand for health and wellness.
Yeah, there's a massive demand for it, and also a growing demand for the nutrition side. So we've got a really good nutrition side. The standards are massively high. So I'm very briefly going to touch on this, but there's been a recent big kind of uproar within the supplement industry at the moment, because there's a lot of things going into whey protein that should never be there at all, because it's not regulated. And also a lot of whey proteins have been tested under laboratory conditions, and they contain a lot less protein, like 1 to 2% protein, when they're advertising it as being 10, 20 times more than that in there.
Bad.
So so you have to be really careful, because it's not regulated, but our ones are really high standards. And they're also, because they're vegan, they don't have any cheap bulking ingredients. So a lot of animal ingredients put in there are dirt cheap. So yeah, I'll go on to the ability to leverage time a bit now. So when I first heard about Arbonne, I didn't really understand this leverage of time, really. I kind of knew only of, you know, you go to work, you get paid a certain amount per hour, and you are completely capped on that time. So you know, regardless of how many hours you work, you've got to go home, you've got to sleep, you've got to have some time at home. So even with overtime, there's a limit to how much you can do. So and leveraging your time basically means that you can work when you want, and it doesn't cap your income, really. We'll go on more about explaining how the network marketing little bit side works. But basically, yeah, your income isn't determined by the hours you put in. It's an internet-based business as well, so everything is done on the internet. So my internet this week has been down in my house, so I've been coffeed out, because I've been going to coffee shops on the internet and just doing a little business for a while, and then going home again. It's been great. It's you know, it's nice and relaxed. You can pick and choose when you want to do it. So if you've got to go and pick the kids up from school, like I have to, I don't obviously have to be sitting in front of a computer then, or working then. I can choose my hours. Or like Danny still goes to work. He goes to work full time, and he can pick and choose his hours around that as well. And also the clients that we have can log online at any point. So even when we're on holiday, or, you know, if you're sick in bed, they can log online and reorder. They don't really need you all the time.
And that's a good thing that you will say there as well, Claire, about, you know, an internet-based business. So for me, you know, if you were a shop owner, you know, your shop will be open sort of like from 9 till 5. However, with the internet-based businesses now, you know, your shop is open basically 24 hours a day, you know, be it on holiday, be it off sick. So, you know, if you was off sick, you know, from work, you wouldn't essentially be paid for that. But because your business is online, it's internet-based, you can take your business where you go. As long as you're opening your mouth and talking about the business, the products, that's why I feel that, you know, these 4 mega trends that we've got within our business are absolutely phenomenal. You know, we are in that boom era, that boom sort of like stage where we've got all these 4 mega trends, and they're all together at the same time.
And can I add to the leverage time and the internet based? Obviously, we have an online shop, so we don't. It's not like we have a shop on the high street where we actually have to be there, open the door, let customers come in, and close the door at 5 o'clock to earn an income. When I was on holiday, we went away for 3 weeks on an Arbonne trip, actually, to the Bahamas, and then we went to Disney World. My online business that I had stepped away from while I was away, I would obviously check it with Wi-Fi every now and again, but I essentially was on holiday with my family. My online business generated about $60,000 in sales, like clients going online, purchasing products that were being courier delivered to their house. I wasn't having to deal with any payments. I wasn't dealing with any delivery. I'd stepped away for those 3 weeks. So can you imagine being on holiday for 3 weeks, having your shop turn over $60,000 of product purchases and being paid a percentage of that?
Yeah,
awesome.
That's really good. Really good.
Okay, so what do we do? So you're probably thinking, okay, it sounds really good. It sounds really straightforward. How simple is it to actually run this business? It is as simple as these 3 steps. These are the 3 steps that we do, and it's called stop, start, share. So we stop buying skincare products from the shops that we normally buy. So wherever you buy your skincare and nutrition from, stop buying it from there. And then we start enjoying the benefits of the Arbonne products. We start buying superior products at a discount from our own business. And then we get paid when other people purchase products from our website. And then we share with other people how to do the same. It's so simple. Stop, start, share. That's it.
So this is basically the compensation plan with our business. So there's 4 levels. So at the moment, I'm a district manager within Arbonne International, and it's got here a time scale of how to get to the levels of promotion here. So the first level of promotion is district manager. The average monthly income is roughly around about £149 a month. So, you know, if you're looking at this from a business perspective, you know, and thinking, well, I can run this part-time alongside my full-time, you know, job. It is absolutely phenomenal. You know, this, like what Danny was saying, you know, it's a reoccurring income. So you get paid like royalties. So basically, when you have that word-of-mouth advertising, people will generally go out there and talk, and you get paid time and time again for doing it. So you do the work once and get paid for it. So the second level of management is area manager, where my lovely wife is at the moment. And it will take you roughly about 20 months to get here. But like Danny said, though, it's basically effort based. So whatever effort you put into it is where you're going to go with this business. So the average monthly income here is roughly sort of like £850 a month. So looking at this from a business perspective, you know, imagine if you were earning, say, £50,000 a year, and you was, you know, earning average £500 a month. You know, that's what, you know, that's an extra mortgage payment, isn't it, a month? You know, that's a 10% pay rise. So looking at it from a business perspective, you know, that's a 10% pay rise. You'd not get that in your average day job. So for me, you know, it was a no-brainer. But at this stage here, your business becomes willable. This was something that I'd never really heard about before in my previous job. So at this level, your business becomes willable, not just for 1 generation, but for 7 generations after, which is absolutely phenomenal. So when you die, you know, your business is still turning over. People are still talking. People are still buying products for your business. And that is absolutely phenomenal. The third level of promotion is regional vice president. So here, this is where the lovely Danny Wells is at the moment. Next going for nation. So her monthly income here is roughly around a sort of like £5,000 to £8,000 a month. So this is where it gets really, really sort of like big style. But at this level here, Arbonne, on top of your monthly commission check, give you an extra £500 to hire or buy or lease a brand new white Mercedes. So this white Mercedes has to be white because we have to represent the pure, safe and beneficial. So this is basically our motto with our business. Still, like you say, it's still a willable business at this stage. You can earn various incentive trips as well. The fourth level here is basically national vice president. So this is when you are at the top of the business, but your income isn't capped. So no matter how much you work, you know, Arbonne are going to pay you for how much work you put in. So they're not going to say to you at £10,000 a month, you know, that's it. You've basically earned as much as you can. You're not capped. You know, you can just go on and on and on and earn, you know, stupid, you know, money at this stage. you know, so for me, this is where I'm going. I know where I'm going. You know, we all have our goals, but for me, this is an absolutely lucrative business to be in. Absolutely phenomenal.
So really, you've got some options once you hear this. So there's 3 ways to get involved. So you can, I'll go backwards and forwards. So you can host a party. So hosting a party just basically means you get some friends round, get some family round, and you can earn some free products, some really good discounts. And it's a really relaxed way, actually, of introducing people to the products or trying them out. I love parties, and they're really, really good, really good fun. And, you know, you get to try out all the skincare sets and everything. So there's another way as well. So you become a client or preferred client. You start you can shop online with whoever consultant that you introduce you to the business. If you become a preferred client, you get 20% of everything that you buy within a year, and you also get lots and lots of other discounts as well. You can also, from being a preferred client, you can also then go on to become an independent consultant, or you can do what I did and jump straight in. I just skipped the rest of them and went straight to independent consultant. So yeah, once I heard about all of this, I was like, I'm in there. So I was like, I'm ready to start. There was a really low fee to start up. That's the thing that really drew me to it, because I spoke to my husband about it and he was like, oh, what is this thing? And I don't think I explained it to him properly because I was so excited. I just couldn't talk about it that well. So yeah, it was like 56?
Yeah.
£56 to sign up. You buy everything at the retail price, so you have like 35% off everything, a really big discount. The compensation plan that we went through in the other slide is really, really good. I was like, so I'm not capped on the time that I can, you know, my hours that I work. And Daniela Wells said, no, you're not at all, which, you know, really appealed to me. And the idea of owning a lovely, shiny Mercedes Benz, I was like, oh, I could actually own a nice car instead of a banger that
probably keep it clean. It only stays white if you keep it clean, Claire.
Yeah, it does only stay white if you keep it clean. But then, you know, if you have got Mercedes Benz, then you can ask someone else to clean it for you for a tenner. So, you know, you can keep it clean. Yeah, and also what I didn't know when I joined this business, and I would have joined alone for this, is the personal development that you get out of this and the coaching that you get, not only from the person that sponsored you, so Daniela Wells sponsored me, but from the whole team and people that you know within the Arbonne community, makes you into such a better person. So it stopped me from being a moaner, really. Or hiding from responsibilities. I'm now much more driven to just get on and do things. So instead of putting something off because I don't like it, I'll do it, and then I will feel a real sense of achievement that I've done that, even if it's a really small thing. So, and it's not to do with my business. But if I'd known how good the personal development is and how good this good support in the community is, I would have joined and paid that £56 for that anyway. So I got a lovely business for this. I got my own website that was pre-built, all of the products on that website that people could just log on and get. And I thought, that is a bargain. You know, it's less than me and my family pay for a meal out, even not really very, you know, just a cheapy chain restaurant, quite honestly. So I didn't think it was much risk. It was brilliant.
Okay, so what you've seen tonight is who we are as a company. You've seen the amazing things that we do for families with our amazing, pure, safe, beneficial products, and you've actually seen what's in it for you in as far as the kind of compensation that's available and what this can do for your family. But the real question, which I know a lot of you are asking yourself, because I know that when I first sat down and heard this presentation, I asked myself the same questions. And the question is, why me? Why should I get involved with this business? So in order to explain that to you, I want to take you back a little bit in time. I want to take you back to your memories of school. So how many of you can actually remember the end of school? So like graduation type time. So yeah, I can. I went to King Edward in Melton Mowbray. So I want to take you back to when you had graduated from school, when you were leaving, having like your leavers ceremony. So if we'd been in America, this would have been the day where we all would have gathered together with like the graduation hat on. In the UK, I think we're much more reserved than that. But taking you back to that day. So when we leave school, we have such high hopes. And I remember having my leavers assembly and having like a big group photo, and it sort of symbolised the end of one chapter and the beginning of the next chapter in my life. And I know that I'm not alone in saying that on that day, during that period of time, we all have high hopes for our life. We all dream of what we're going to do next. We have these aspirations of what we're going to do with our lives, these incredible dreams that we want to accomplish. And we think, gosh, you know, we're going to change the world. We're going to leave a mark on this world. And I mean, we're going to go out there and we're going to make a difference. And we all leave our end of school ready to take on the world that we live in. But we get into our early 20s, and that is where reality starts to set in. We finish school, and some of us go on to university, and some of us don't. Some of us get degrees, and some of us don't. And some of us, we get a job. Some of us get married. We buy a nice house, and all of a sudden we have kids, and maybe we have a dog or a cat or a fish or a ferret, if you're Clare. We start getting.
I don't have a ferret. One wandered into my garden once.
And then we start getting into debt, and before we know it, life just becomes normal. It becomes the same all of the time, and those dreams that we had when we left school, those aspirations that we had when we left, they slowly get pushed down deep inside of us. And we wake up every day to the alarm clock or our kids. We're packing lunches for the kids every day. We're dropping them off at school. We're going to work, picking them up, making dinner, making sure they bath and do their tea, do their homework, putting them to bed. And we get up the next day and we do it all over again. And the more we do that, the more our dreams get pushed down deep inside of us. And sometimes they get pushed down so deep that we don't even remember that we had dreams at all. And it's almost like we're a little hamster on the hamster wheel, running around and around the circle of life, but we're not really getting anywhere. And I noticed that people, when they get into about their 30s, their dreams have totally died, like absolutely died. When you ask people around this age, what would you do if like money was no object? They don't know, because they cannot even remember what their dreams were, because they're so buried deep beneath them. So I want to ask you a question tonight while you're sat here watching us guys talk about this business. What if I told you it was not over for you? So what if I told you that you're not too old? What if I told you that you still had a chance? If there was still an opportunity for you to accomplish your goals and dreams, would that excite you? Would you believe me? Because I want to make this really clear to all of you that what you've seen tonight from myself, Claire and Daniel is a vehicle. Arbonne is a vehicle, and it will help you to reignite those hopes and dreams and those aspirations that are lost so deep inside of you. It will give you the chance to reignite the things that you dreamed of and want for your family. It will give you the chance to create the time freedom and the financial freedom that Claire was talking about, that we probably always think about. It will give you the chance to spend more time with your kids, maybe travel the world, like Danni was talking about traveling, be able to buy that dream home, look after your parents, take care of your community, whatever it is that gets you excited inside. This vehicle will give you that chance to make that happen in your life. But in order to do that, you're going to have to make a decision. And some of you are thinking, well, I don't have the energy, or I don't want to change myself. And that's okay. This is not for everybody. You know, if it was, everybody would be doing it, and that's fine. But there are some of you who are sat here right now who are sick and tired of the rat race, tired emotionally, physically, mentally, questioning every day, is this all that there is? And some of you might be praying for an answer to your problems, and this is your answer. And you know, maybe you're tired of not having a voice in your life, and you inside, bless you, you were created for much more than this, but you just aren't achieving it yet. So tonight is your chance to allow those dreams, those hopes and those aspirations that you thought were dead to be reignited again, and for you to have a chance to make that happen. But it is going to take a decision on your part. And some of you might be sitting here right now and have like goosebumps up and down your eyes, or butterflies in your stomach, or even tears in your eyes if you're Daniel Cowee. And you're probably thinking, this is something that I want to be a part of. What do I do? Well, I want to encourage you, if that is you, I want to encourage you tonight to talk to the person who invited you on as soon as we finish. We're wrapped up in a minute. And they will be more than happy to share with you what the next step in this process is. So if that's you, if you want to find out what the next step in the process to get started, ask the person that invited you on this call to find out what we do next, how we get somebody started. And you know, you might be sat here thinking, you know, this is really interesting. It's really stirred me up, but I've still got some questions. That's great. We love it when people have questions. So if that is you, then I want to encourage you to talk to the person that invited you onto this call, get all of your questions answered so that you can make an informed decision about being part of this dynamic and growing team, and actually be able to reignite those dreams and aspirations that you still have. And then lastly, some of you might be sitting here tonight and thinking, wow, Danny and Daniel and Claire, this has been a really great half an hour, 45 minutes of my time, some great information. I loved it, but the business is just not something for me right now. I've got enough time freedom, I've got enough income, you know, I've got enough self-recognition, I've got enough personal development, I'm good. There's nothing else that I want in life. That's absolutely fine. You know, we understand and respect that, but we know this business isn't for everybody. But what I urge you to do, now that you've learned about what goes into products that are bought from shops, I want you to go to your bathroom, check everything, and if you're unsure, just let one of us know. Just let us have a picture of the ingredients. We'll be able to help you decipher what it is that is on your products. And if you are using toxic products, speak to the person that invited you onto this call to have a free trial with their products, so that you can have an at-home, about 48-hour trial with some great products, and start getting rid of all the toxins and all the chemicals that your family are having to put on themselves at the moment. So I just want to say thank you guys for being here tonight. We are all so grateful that you listened to this presentation. We hope that you're moved and inspired, and please do talk to the person who invited you tonight and let them know which one of those categories best describes you, and they'll make sure to move you in the right direction. So from me, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much. Do you guys want to say anything?
Well, like you know, on the bullet point says there, you know, instead of asking yourself, what if it doesn't work, ask yourself, you know, if it does work. You know, for me, you know, being in my job for like 19 years, like Claire was saying, you know, the £56 for, you know, for joining this business, I was thinking, you know, what if it does work? You know, I've been in my full-time job all that time, you know, I've got nothing to lose, you know, fantastic. I've not looked back since, you know, like what Claire was saying with the personal development. And for me, in, you know, like-minded people who are driven, passionate, you know, that's what's really sort of like made me strive to be that better person, to be surrounded by them people, you know. So if you're in a bit of a corner where you don't know where to go in life, you know, this is the opportunity that might be able to help you, you know. So that's basically what I want to say from my side.
Thanks, Danny. Claire, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, just really that if you've never been a risk taker, this isn't really much of a risk. In my opinion, when I started my business, I didn't think it was much of a risk, really, to be honest. So if you are really, really cautious, obviously I would go and talk to the person that's introduced you to this video and have a chat to them about it, and you can always ask and see how it's worked for other people. So me and Daniela Wells and Daniel Cowee, we know people from all different professions. We know dental nurses and vets and people within, you know, in office jobs, or doctors, or people that work in retail, or people that work in the NHS. skincare specialists as well, or there's a cosmetic surgeon, I think, that's in it as well. There's loads of different people, and sometimes they have their own businesses as well, like a shop or something. And so there's stay-at-home mums, there's everyone really. So if you do want, or beauty businesses as well, so if you do want someone else's perspective, there's always somebody else that your consultant that introduces you to this to can talk to about and introduce you to. Sorry, Sam's here, I'm waffling now.
It just goes to show, you know, you can fit this business around, you know, your daily life, you know, mums, like Claire was saying, you know, fantastic.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.